Question number 1. Bob pushes against a wall with a force of 500 N for 20 seconds. Obviously, he cannot move the wall, but he is a bit tired afterwards. How much work did Bob do pushing against the wall?
Right choice. So J is the best answer. Question number 2. If your teacher falls down these stairs, what would happen to his potential energy?
Nice selection. Decrease is the correct and valid answer.
Question number 3. At which position does the pendulum have maximum gravitational potential energy?
You got it? Your choice position 1 and 5 is right.
Question number 4. When a pendulum swings, at which point is potential energy at its greatest?
Nice work. You chose 1 and it is correct.
Question number 5. A boy pushes a book kept on a table by applying a force of 4.5 N. Find the work done by the force if book is displaced through 30 cm along the direction of push.
Solid response. 1.3J is a valid choice. Question number 6. According to the graph, what is the kinetic energy at 2s? Well reasoned. 200J is the correct choice. Question number 7. What kind of energy is in a rock at the edge of a cliff? You're right. Potential is the correct answer.
Question number 8. In a simple pendulum, mass of Bob is 100 G and effective length is L. Work done on the pendulum in one complete oscillation by gravitational force is.
You chose 0, and it is correct. Question number 9. The kinetic energy of the golf club would be greatest at. Correct. Point C is the right answer. Question number 10. A girl applies a horizontal force of 400 into a box as she slides it across the room. If she moves the box 25 mm, how much work did she do to the box?
Correct response. 10 Zalozan J is the most accurate answer.
Question number 11. Ratio of potential energy of body A and body B will be? Great thinking. 2/3 is the right choice.
Question number 12. A ball has a 17J of kinetic energy and its mechanical energy is 25J. If the ball has a mass of 3.2 kg, what is its height above the ground?
Smart pick. 0.6 is the correct choice. Question number 13. Stretching a rubber band is an example of a dash. Clear logic. Your choice potential energy is sound and 100% true. Question number 14. What is the total mechanical energy at point A? Strong choice. 500,000 J is the right answer.
Question number 15. A 40 kg crate is picked up by a crane to a height of 50 m. The crate falls. What is the velocity of the crate just before it hits the ground?
Excellent. 31.3 mm is a brilliant choice. Question number 16. A book sliding across a horizontal table slows down and comes to a stop. The book's kinetic energy was converted into what form of energy? On track. Thermal energy is the correct answer. Question number 17. A diver on top of a board has dash energy. Good thinking. Potential is the right answer. Question number 18. A weightlifter moves a 45 kg dumbbell from the floor to a height of 2 meters. How much work does the weightlifter do on the dumbbell? Great job. 900J is the accurate answer. Question number 19. How much work is done lifting a 910 kgs box straight up onto a shelf that is 180 m high? Find force by F equal to mass x acceleration. Valid point. 60J is true. Question number 20. Another term for stored energy is
Well picked. Potential energy is the correct answer.
Question number 21. Is it possible that a body be in accelerated motion under a force acting on the body, yet no work is being done by the force?
Sharp thinking. Yes is the right choice.
Question number 22. A soccer player kicks a ball with 20 newtons of force, causing it to travel 100 meters. How much work is done on the ball?
Bravo. 2000J is the answer.
Question number 23. When I say kinetic, you think?
Exactly. Motion makes sense and it is right choice. Question number 24. A satellite revolving around the Earth does 0J of work only because displacement at the end of one revolution is 0m.
Good job. Your answer false works well here.
Question number 25. If my 500 kgs car is rolling down the hill at 10 ms, how much kinetic energy must I overcome in order to stop it?
Excellent choice. 25,000 joules is the right answer.
Question number 26. An 85.0 kgs person climbs stairs, gaining 450 meters in height. Find the work done to accomplish this task.
Smart move.
3A25J is an accurate answer.
Question number 27. A worker climbs a ladder and does 8J of work on a 2N object. What is the distance they lift the object? Nicely done. Form is a solid answer.
Question number 28. If I have a 10 kgs bowling that is sitting on top of a shelf and has 200 J of GP, how tall is the shelf?
Perfect. 2 meters is the correct choice.
Question number 29. The kinetic energy of an object is K. If its velocity is doubled, then its kinetic energy will be.
Well done. HC is the right choice.
Question number 30. When a coil spring is compressed, the work is done on the spring. The elastic potential energy.
Right again. Increases is a valid answer.
Question number 31. 45J of work were done on the object that moved FIVM. How much force was applied to the object?
Strong choice. Sun is the right answer. Question number 32. If you push a cart with a force of 60 N for 2 men dash, how much work have you done? Smart pick. 120J is the correct choice. Question number 33. A device which converts the electrical energy into mechanical energy is called. Nicely done. Electric motor is a solid answer.
Question number 34. Work is zero if the force has a component in the direction opposite of motion.
You chose false, and it is correct. Question number 35. True or false, you do work only when you exert a force on an object and move it. Excellent. True is a brilliant choice. Question number 36. Which of the following is the main source of energy for living things? Great thinking. Food is the right choice. Question number 37. GP depends on gravitational acceleration. And which other two things? You got it. Your choice mass and height is right. Question number 38. When an object falls freely towards the Earth, then its total energy. Perfect. Remains constant is the correct choice. Question number 39. Gary does 200J of work in 10 seconds. How much power did he use? Nice selection. 20W is the correct and valid answer. Question number 40. How much work is being done with 200 N of force over 426 meters?
Sharp thinking. 85-200J is the right choice.
Question number 41. If speed of a car becomes 2 times, its kinetic energy becomes. Well reasoned. 4 times is the correct choice.
Question number 42. Energy possessed by a body by virtue of its motion is called.
You're right. Kinetic energy is the correct answer.
Question number 43. Which one of the following is the commercial unit of energy?
On track. Kilowatt hour is the correct answer.
Question number 44. Energy from a compressed spring would be an example of dash.
Correct. Elastic is the right answer.
Question number 45. What will cause greater change in kinetic energy of a body?
Nice work. You chose changing its velocity, and it is correct.
Question number 46. The faster an object moves, the dash kinetic energy it has. Bravo. More is the answer.
Question number 47. In case of negative work, angle between force and work is?
Correct response. 180 degree is the most accurate answer.
Question number 48. A roller coaster has both kinetic and potential energy.
Excellent choice. True is the right answer.
Question number 49. The sum of Joule and key in a system is also called what?
Exactly. Mechanical energy makes sense, and it is right choice.
Question number 50. Stored energy in the form of position or condition.
Valid point. Potential energy is true.
Question number 51. The energy stored in a compressed spring is dash.
Great job. Potential energy is the accurate answer.
Question number 52. What has the greatest impact on kinetic energy?
Good job. Your answer velocity works well here.
Question number 53. Potential energy of a body depends on its dash.
Good thinking. Position and configuration is the right answer.
Question number 54. Water stored in a dam possesses dash energy.
Right again. Potential is a valid answer.
Question number 55. In tug of war, work done by losing team is?
Solid response. Negative is a valid choice.
Question number 56. One atomic mass unit is equal to?
Well picked. 931 MeV of energy is the correct answer.
Question number 57. What is a device that makes work easier?
Right choice. Machine is the best answer.
Question number 58. Work done by friction dash of the body.
Clear logic. Your choice decreases kinetic energy is sound and 100% true.
Question number 59. The ability to do work or cause change.
Smart move. Energy is an accurate answer.
Question number 60. What is not a renewable energy source?
Well done. Coal is the right choice.
Question number 61. Energy is the ability to cause what?
On track changes is the correct answer.
Question number 62. Power depends on force and speed.
Bravo. True is the answer.
Question number 63. Work is measured in units called?
Nicely done. Joules is a solid answer.
Question number 64. Energy stored in river water is?
Solid response. Kinetic energy is a valid choice.
Question number 65. What is the ability to do work? You chose energy, and it is correct.
Question number 66. Energy in the form of motion.
Correct response. Kinetic energy is the most accurate answer. Question number 67. Commercial unit of energy is.
Right choice. Care is the best answer.
Question number 68. What is the unit for energy? Nice work. You chose joules and it is correct.
Question number 69. Food is what type of energy?
Well done. Chemical is the right choice. Question number 70. What is potential energy?
You got it. Your choice stored energy is right.
Question number 71. So unit of power is dash. Strong choice. What is the right answer?
Question number 72. Work equals force times.
Smart pick. Distance is the correct choice. Question number 73. The SI unit for work. Correct. Joule is the right answer.
Question number 74. Units for work are.
Right again. Joules is a valid answer.
Question number 75. Work transfers. Nice selection. Energy is the correct and valid answer. Question number 76. How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format. Good job. Your answer, contact Narayan Changda on Facebook, works well here.